Welcome back to the Gamescom Challenger. Wait, no, Gamescom LOL Challenge.
Yes.
It's not the Challenger Challenge. That would be a bit strange. But powered by Overwolf and TeamSpeak, I forgot to mention. We are mere moments away from our fourth game, technically.
Technically
We
fourth,
didn't see the
second
first two.
stream. Second stream game.
Yes, sort of fourth or second, depending on your perspective on the whole matter. But that should be getting underway pretty soon. I think we've got 9 out of 10 players in the lobby at this point. It is Playing Ducks up against SK Prime.
Yes, and honestly, coming into this, SK Prime, as we said just before we went to the break at the previous match, very, very heavy favourites to come out on top of this match.
Yeah, they really are. They have got a lot of success so far in Challenger gameplay. They did very, very well in the Riot Challenger Challenger series, I guess is what they call it.
Technically an invitational.
I guess it's an invitational, but it's
Technically.
not. I guess it isn't. No, it isn't, because you qualify via the rank bracket.
Oh, do
So
you?
I guess,
Oh, I
yeah,
thought
so
that. Oh,
you
okay.
qualify via rank bracket, so it's just the Riot Challenger series.
Oh.
But anyway, they came second there, losing out to H2K, who are also in this tournament, also have been winning their way through the bracket so far. NIP also has won their first game.
Yes.
So we're going to be seeing whether Playing Ducks, which is a relatively unknown roster, can pull out an unexpected win against SK Prime.
Yeah, and it's not over anyway for any team, even if they lose these first round matches. We have got the losers bracket, as they are only best of ones.
Yeah.
But have to still pretty much the 3 big teams that stand out to me would be H2K, Ninjas in Pajamas, and SK Prime.
Yeah, I'd put N Faculty up there, nearly up there necessarily. Like they are quite a solid team from what I've seen of them in the past. I think they have had a roster change since I last saw them, so it'll be interesting to see how that's panning out for them. But yeah, when it comes to this matchup in particular, Playing Ducks may have to try and pull out some kind of unusual composition. Like we just saw Supurrier trying. They ran a very unusual AD carry-based composition. Basically, they had Tryndamere top lane, they had a Tristana mid and a Corki bot lane, along with a Nunu to try and get a lot of split pushing going. And they nearly had it, and then they threw it Baron Pit, which is a story you may have heard before somewhere.
Yes, I'm pretty sure a lot of teams have heard the true up Baron Pit kind of story. And it was all due to that one ward right in the corner there. They just couldn't quite. And rule number one to anyone who's going to be always scan Baron Pit, the actual Baron Pit, because that TP destroyed them.
Yeah, I mean, it may well have just been, nerves, and they kept thinking, well, I've checked the Baron Pit, and then they finally saw it when Maokai teleported in and sort of killed them all. As a result, it is NIP that were able to push through, and Spaceship dropped to the lower bracket. We'll be seeing if Playing Ducks can avoid that fate themselves. Okay, so it looks apparently we have a stand-in player here for SK Prime in the form of Hercubot, which is a name you may remember.
Very late change, though, from the roster we were given, so must have been a pretty urgent, maybe. I don't know where Hercubot lives or what his situation. He might have just been at Gamescom. They said, you.
Yeah, sure, why not? That's very unusual. But, well, I guess that's hope for Playing Ducks in a way, since they won't have the full roster going against them, the full setup.
Kind of might screw up their picks and bans a little bit, because you can...
It's a bit funny to have it thrown at them completely out of the blue. That being said, Hercubot replacing Power of Evil would be the mid laner.
Yes.
Which is not what I recall Hercubot as maining.
This could be very good for Playing Ducks. It could...
yeah, especially considering Power of Evil is very much the star player of SK Prime.
His Syndra.
Is pretty much his everything, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
I mean, particularly his Syndra. I mean, he really started bringing that to the fore before everyone else. And everyone else has yet to really catch up. But he is phenomenally strong on almost any mid-lane champion. Very versatile, very skilled.
This could work out exceptionally well just in terms of bracketing for Playing Ducks. Because let's say, hypothetically, they win this match. They go up against a Ninjas in Pajamas team that's also got a saturated roster. So
two subs, yeah.
2 subs. So they would be in a very strong position to get, very far in this competition before, even if they do ever, to get into the losers bracket. if all things go to plan for them.
Yes, of course they do have to win this game and then presumably the second game, but we'll be seeing if they can even get the first one under their belt. This is going to be Playing Ducks versus SK Prime.
Yeah,
starting now.
Working on your epic American announcing voice.
Yes, epic. That's the word for it.
But Syndra banned out now. I'm not quite sure if that was a target ban or just a general mid lane ban, as we do see Orianna and Corki also take it out. We are on 4.13 patch as well, not 4.14, so there's no nerfs to Maokai or anything like that. So I would imagine either a Maokai ban on the red side or a first pick.
I'll be honest, I'm hoping to see a Maokai ban, because if he isn't going to be banned, he is going to be picked. Yeah. And I'm pretty sick of seeing Maokai at this point. He's pretty much every single game, and we've seen 3 different attempts at countering him now that have all failed.
Well, the Tryndamere nearly worked. Spontex just got a little bit overeager and kind of lost it a little bit.
Yeah, and that only would have worked within the context of that one specific composition as well.
Against that other specific composition.
Yeah, so it was a very intelligent, and there we go, banned out. It was a very intelligent composition from Swasha. I cannot stop gushing over how much I liked it. It just didn't work.
Didn't fan out, but we did see the Morgana banned out as well, and the Maokai. Your wish was granted.
Yep.
And Morgana, generally a very, very strong support, can block a lot of hard engage. You know, the spell shield in the early levels as well is very, very strong at just protecting your AD carry and your team if you need any kind of, like, you know, if there's only one thing, like a charm or something like that. When you see Jarvan,
hey. He slipped through. That's
did.
Dangerous. So this, again, 4.13. This is before the Kassadin nerfs, which have come through in 4.14, and he's still probably quite good on 4.14 anyway.
The Rift Sprint, as people used to call it.
Yes, yes, more like a Rift Sprint is what it was listed as in the patch notes, because he's quite strong. Obviously, there are still some high-priority mid laners out there, but Syndra and Orianna both taken out of the picture means it's going to be a bit tricky. We'll see if try and counter him here playing Ducks, or maybe they just didn't account for the possibility.
I would like to see them going for a Vi. We've seen Vi quite a bit. CLG run it as a direct counter to Kassadin. It doesn't always necessarily work, as Vi is a very snowbally champ. She is amazing when she gets ahead, but if she gets behind, she's very, very difficult to kind of keep going in that kind of sense. But actually, we do talk about Hercubot wasn't in. It doesn't look like he's in the mid lane. It looks like Kikis is swapping out. Okay. I think so. It's the way their order is anyway.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. I mean, this Hercubot is a jungle main, but so is Kikis.
True.
Kikis does have very good mechanics, I should say, for as compared to your average jungler. So maybe he's... I mean, obviously, all challenger players will have played all the roles in solo queue. It's just, can they play them to the same level as their professional or semi-professional, in some cases, abilities would dictate.
Yeah, we do see Thresh and Evelyn picked up for playing Ducks, as well as Lucian Nami. Lucian still exceptionally strong.
Yeah, and Ziz Zaitan bot lane, by the way, one of the strongest at the moment. I want to say in EU. I'm gonna be not brave and say in EU challenger. Certainly very, very difficult to deal with those two. And Lucian Nami synergizes extremely well. You get the double shot on the Lucian, very aggressive positioning, and also sets up Nami for the bubble. It's just an all-around very, very strong laning comp. Playing Ducks, however, are going to pick the Tristana into it, and I've seen this happen many times. People pick Tristana into specifically Ziz's Lucian. They tend to regret it, on average.
Yeah, I think as well, though, you know, the Nami lane means that Lucian can be, or Ziz's Lucian can be very aggressive, take a bit of harass, and then still come back, obviously, because you have the ebb and flow, you know, kind of healing there as well.
Yeah.
But as you said, actually just we said that Smitty J going to go with his patented Riven, most played champion of his in solo queue, against the Mundo. And honestly, I don't know really, I have never really seen this in competitive matchup, this particular lane matchup of Riven versus Mundo, but I imagine both would scale relatively well into the late game. Obviously Mundo just becoming that wall of meat that's just unkillable without an ignite. We do see in Xin Zhao though, with the amount of junglers available,
wouldn't be surprising if it's Hercubot. He does like his Xin Zhao.
He loves Xin Zhao.
So what's interesting here, though, is, as you say, that Riven Mundo matchup can go either way, but it does actually go well for Riven on the whole. Even if she doesn't do that well early, simply because of the way her shield works and the way Mundo likes to play. Even if he gets to be very strong, it's actually quite difficult for him to push her around, simply because she shields the cleaver and a bit of the burning agony harass, trades back some damage, and then backs off, and Mundo has a hard time chasing her. So unless he's willing to go for a really long chase, which requires popping your ult, and generally if there's a tower, that's a problem. So could be a bit tricky for that matchup, but Playing Ducks on the whole here have got themselves a pretty strong lineup, especially if it goes late game.
Yeah, I think the Ahri pickup as well. I think it's very nice pickup as well, because if they want to be able to kill that Kassadin come the super late game, they're going to have to catch them somehow. And the charm, not only does it stop them from moving, it brings them towards your team. So kind of works out in their favor a little bit as we do wait for the timer to tick down. Playing Ducks, though, unfortunately, not in the right order. We haven't got the lane matchups as we wanted them to, but none the matter.
Well,
we will wait to see. But Thresh Tristana, it's safe, but mid-game very, very difficult for them.
Yeah, that laning phase will be a bit dodgy for them, basically. Mid-game laning phase, all told, SK Prime have the tools to really snowball ahead by a country mile, a city mile, whatever you want to call it, a long, long way. The Kassadin roam, if Riven is snowballing, Xin Zhao as well, very snowbally champion and very strong early, good for setting them up for that mid-game. They have so much power in that mid-game. If Playing Ducks aren't pretty much already ahead by that point, they're going to have a hell of a time holding on, and they're going to have a hell of a time bringing it back if they lose even a couple of kills or a single dragon fight.
Yeah, just quickly get these champions in order. Make sure everything's all good in the hood.
Yep, that can be a problem sometimes, but I mean, they're supposed to get themselves in the right order. Not our fault. Not our fault.
Not our fault, guys. I'm sorry. They're in Cologne. We're in London.
It's the problem with remote. There you go.
Skype's not always that good. We can't, forcibly make them. But just want to have a look at quick early items there. Riven, or Smitty J's Riven, I should say, going with that longsword triple pot. It's a very risky thing if he does get caught out early, but it can work out as it doesn't delay your build.
Yeah, so the other thing that the longsword 3-pot does as compared to the Doran's Blade is it means that if you are getting... Riven doesn't really function as a character until she's got level 3 at minimum. She needs all 3 skills. She needs her shield, her Q, and her W in order to be able to do the in, harass, out style of play. Pre-level 3, as a result, Mundo actually has an advantage over her. His sustained damage is higher. If they end up just standing there, slapping each other, he will win. Cleavers are incredibly good in that scenario. So, as a result, if you have a longsword and 3 pots, yes, it isn't going to give you as much sustain in the long term, since the Doran's Blade lifesteal would work for you. But with 3 pots, you can heal much more in that shorter time where you're weak, and then you start abusing your advantage later on when you've got those levels.
Just wait now for everybody to get in. Ahri obviously rocking the support tree, the utility tree as it now called, as she does have those biscuits of rejuvenation as instead of pots. So it gives her a little bit of mana, a little bit of sustain. As we do see the crystalline flask and pot start for Kassadin.
But I think the interesting thing here about Ahri going for that approach is, I mean, she's going to be squishier. Which means she does have to be a little bit concerned. Did this just manage to miss all the minions?
I was just going to comment on that. He seemed to literally hit through every single one of them, despite it being
impressive.
Despite it being a targeted ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Minion Dukes, though. It's pretty skilled. But the problem that Baby is going to be facing here, because he's so squishy, though, is that Kassadin, with all that sustain, is going to harass him out before he can actually take advantage of the mana regen in the utility tree, which he has most likely gone for. I can't imagine why he would have gone for the movement speed.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, the movement speed could help a little bit if he is trying to get his spirit rush.
It's not like you can really
no, you
I mean, most of the mastery could be for the laning phase anyway.
Oh, good bubble there. And to Sazit, he's going to back away though. Zaitan, he's getting a little bit of harass there as well, but again, yeah, I totally agree with you. This is kind of a and he's already choked through the 2 biscuits, so
he might have some problems there.
And with the Xin Zhao as well, with Hercubot on the Xin Zhao, it's going to be even harder for him. Once Xin Zhao hits that level 3, he most likely will look for something. They do get Zaitan, though, with the hook. It's a good double play, though. They get the bubble onto Prothana. They use the heal as well. Here goes the Ignite on from Zaitan. They're going to back away a little bit from this. Pretty equal trade. Both people using their summoners, both heal and exhaust. Ignite as well on the side of Nami use, but playing Ducks showing they're not afraid to be bullied. They're not going to be bullied out that easily.
Yeah, that does put them in a situation now, though, where they need to push up SK Prime and back, or all in them, or else they will be shoved up against their tower and be unable to outdo the sustain of their opponents.
Oh no, Mundo, he knows now. Here comes Herkybot.
Flash in.
Nice flash in there from Herkybot. He does get the first blood as well. Here comes Uzi. It's a good flash play. It's nicely done by him there. He's going to hold on to the hook. He throws it out. Now it's a goal, though. Zaitan goes down, though, from Prothana. Nicely done by them there. Very, very well done there, but the hook definitely could have been a little bit more directed. Good juke, though, from SK Prime, but Uzi going to stick around.
Hook.
Yes.
But I really like the synchronization on that top lane. I think really everyone knew what was going to happen with Mundo there going for the double flash, and that's one of the disadvantages of Mundo. Weak early, and especially when you've got a Riven lane, it can be really, really scary until he can get some very significant amounts of armor.
He burned 2 flashes, though. So it's not too bad in the sense that, but here comes Herkybot now. He jumps in. There goes the charm as well onto Herkybot. Evelyn flashes in. That's going to be a kill for Bebe. There goes Blue Buff. Kick is forced to flash away. He is not level 6. He does not have that Rift Walk. They're going to be able to throw this back onto the bot lane as well. Good guy Minion showing himself there in front of the hook. And back away, but as I was talking about, he burned the flash. As soon as I said it, he had no escape there from Evelyn, who actually flashed in to get that kill. Kick is forced to burn his flash as well. Evelyn sticking around again. Kikis needs to be very, very careful in how he plays this.
Yeah, can they get anything done here? Looking likely, but bot lane meanwhile might have something else.
Yeah, here we go. Proton has to flash in. Oh, it's a nice one. Kills him mid-air. Zaz is going to go down as well. Ziz, I should say, might go down as well. One more auto attack.
Nope.
No, not a chance there from Ziz. Or Ziz, I should say. Always getting his name wrong. As we do a Herkybot just coming in for a little bit of lane tax for no apparent reason.
Yes, he's taxing, but in truth, he's pushing it out and helping them out with that. Yeah. By far the biggest priority now for SK Prime for bot lane is they want to push it out so they can go back, get themselves set up with their next items and be ready to come back into lane and start bullying around Tristana, because looking at that Lucian there, he's done pretty well for himself. 39 CS to 27 and 2 kills. Not
doing badly. Herkybot actually went back and rushed the Moby boots, as we do see many a blades for Riven up in the top lane. Double longsword, double Dorans, a couple of pots, but she is just going to be able to bully down Shantou in this top lane as we wait to see where they progress through. The only problem with Herkybot going with the Moby boots is that if he does kind of get caught going in for a gank and Evelyn does arrive and counter ganks him, he hasn't got a lot of damage. So he won't be able to... He has a lot of early damage, of course, but he hasn't really got a lot to really kind of go after that.
Yeah, he's not got much health to survive, and he's not got much damage to burst anyone down. So yeah, he really is just a mobile gank setup unit at the moment with that kind of a build, which can work very, very well, but as you say, counter ganks are ruinous if you are that weak. Of course, at the moment, his lanes are also doing pretty well, so you may get a situation where even though he's not necessarily the strongest thing, if he's ganking for the Lucian that's significantly far ahead of his opponent, then maybe less of an issue.
Yeah, Kikis did hit level 6 though in this mid lane.
What is the camera?
I have no idea. I think it's going towards the most people there as well. It just seems to be freaking out a little bit, but it seems to be calming down now. Obviously, the jungler's quite mobile at the moment. So, but we do wait to see now. It's about just over about a 1,200 gold lead there for SK Prime as their lanes are winning these matchups.
Yeah, they are building themselves quite a good laning advantage though, and may have mentioned this once or twice, but they have quite a strong mid game. If they get an early advantage, and then they translate that, look at how much damage he's doing just there.
Yeah, absolutely. A great bubble there onto Thresh there. They're going to be able to turn this around. Herkybot has got the Moby boots. He hasn't been hit. He's going to be able to jump onto this if he gets one little bit there. There it is. The heal speed up. They do get the hook onto him, though. There comes the Agony's Embrace. They're going to be able to get this nice move back there. They're going to be able to jump onto Ziz. Red buff is onto Tristana. There he goes. Ziz is going to go down now in the end. Here comes another reset. He's going to jump back in. Zaitan might go down. He has no mana at all. He's going to flash in. Zaitan is... Oh, no! He gets the level up there. The mana, the health regen there from killing Evelyn as well. Oh my god, that was very, very poorly judged there by Evelyn.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate there. I think Prathana, honestly, could have stayed in, gotten another auto attack down, and still gotten out, though. So arguably, it was Evelyn trying to trade an extra, like a death for a kill on the AD carry, which maybe would have been worth it. But yeah, a little bit risky there, and there was no way Evelyn was getting out of that alive, so a little bit of an interesting call, but definitely backfired.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication now, but that being said, Evelyn has got 100% kill participation so far. So everything is coming through the Evelyn, which is always good to see for the jungler. They're getting a little bit more gold back.
Yeah, still getting her experience to get the Agony's Embrace early on, and she didn't get the kills, so she's not feeling too pressured in. Smitty J doing a lot of damage with a full combo up there. Mundo is not tanky yet, so... Gotta say though, 66 CS is not a bad score when you're in a lane like that, so Mundo should be good to get tanky at some point. He will be teamfight present for his team.
Yeah. A little bit of a misplay there though. I'm pretty sure Evelyn ended up taking the blue buff just purely from her Lizard Elder buff. As we here see a flash play, he goes down with the box as well. Nam uses it's a great hook there onto Ziz though. It's a good bubble, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Lucy goes in, that's another kill onto Tristana. As we do see Shanto being bullied out. They has no more sadism. Willie, forces the flash again from Herkybot. They're going to be able to go for this dragon though, because they know that he engaged with quite a lot there. Ari going to roam up top as well, see if he can get anything. There is a ward though in the back of this Baron Pip. Zaitan trying to delay it as much as he possibly can. Going to jump onto Uzi. As here comes Kikis on Cassidy, and he is getting a lot of farm. Hasn't got any kills yet, but he doesn't really need it, as Bebe did have to roam to the top lane to try and keep that tower alive.
And actually, that's something I have to criticize here. Bebe, going to the top lane, forfeited the dragon for playing Ducks. And probably didn't really save the tower so much as just prevent a bit of damage on it. So actually, that was probably not a good move by him, because there was the threat of Kassadin roaming down, the threat of Zaitan harassing them out while they were doing the dragon, because Ari wasn't there to zone them away, which has cost them. So they are a little bit further behind than they could be. And Bebe, of course, is not having a fun time in the lane right now. Check that CS.
Yeah, 20 CS lead for Kikis on Kassadin. He actually goes in with the Rift Walk, knowing that the Orb of Deception was down. Nice little bit of trade back damage for him. You see now, and honestly, I think it would have been better for playing Ducks had they have sacrificed top tower to the dragon, because it would have given global gold as well as a free lane for Mundo, because he could have just frozen at the tower near enough to his tower. Could have been safe rather than having to go against this incredibly, well, I wouldn't say fed, but definitely farmed up Smitty J Riven.
Yeah, very, very difficult to deal with Riven right now, especially now that she's got a lot of CDR. Shield comes up more regularly, becomes very, very difficult to try and chip her ass.
Oh, that's a great charm there. Kikis forced to use his flash. They have got the teleport coming in. Kikis is going to go down, though, in the end. They're going to be able to turn and burn from this as well. They are trying to get something from it. Here comes Herkybot. Bebe will go down. Don't think he really had a choice there. I think he tried to just save Evelyn, as Evelyn did get the kill there as well. But honestly, just a little bit of overextension. They did burn a teleport, though, from Smitty J. He has to walk all the way back up and leave Mundo to get a little bit of farm back on himself.
I was kind of curious if Smitty was actually still hunting Evelyn there. You may notice he's currently clearing away that pink ward, having left the enemy jungle. So, or actually he's not clearing that pink ward, but he was certainly around that area because he was forced out into the enemy jungle. But I guess Smitty didn't feel like risking the farm was worth chasing Evelyn through the jungle, which could have taken a decent bit of time. Can anything else done with this Evelyn? No. As you say, full kill participation still. Looking very, very good. Still actually doing better than hoped for, I think. Technically. And the bot lane has done very, very well off the Evelyn ganks. It's worth reminding everybody, because from being 2-0 up, there is now a 2-2 Lucian, which was looking hugely threatening and might have zoned out Tristana for the rest of the laning phase, is now not doing that great.
Yeah, and here Bebe comes in. Kickus going to throw out the Rift Rock. He actually gets a little bit of damage. Smitty J taking a bit of harass as well, but here comes Herkybot. He forces the flash there from Uzi as they jumped onto Evelyn. Able to harass them away, but Blade the Rune King finished onto Lucian, as well as the pretty much like the makings of a full Infinity Edge there for Thana as we wait for him to go back. He's probably going to go back now. Yep, he's going to be able to pick that one up. But Herkybot, he's definitely going for the full damage Zinzao in this phase. He's got the double longswords, probably going to go for that brutalizer. He's going to be very, very tough to get out of your face come this mid game.
Yeah, most likely Youmuu's here, so a lot of damage. Still squishy though, unless he gets his ult off, in which case he's only going to have the one target he can actually hit with all this damage. Of course, Zin is a fairly single target focused character.
You can use that on a minion though to just get everybody away from you.
I mean, you can, but
yes,
why would you want to if you're really squishy Zinzao?
If he gets caught, I'm just saying.
I mean, technically, yes, but most likely he's going to want to try and pick someone off with the Castin, with the Riven, and then burst them down.
Yeah. Riven looking towards getting that last Whisper, the double armor penetration build to really shut down this Mundo, who won't really start scaling with the health and armor and magic resist realistically to the very, very late game. So you do see Bebe trying to throw this over now. Will they get the with the lizard buff and the red buff? Nope, they get it over to Ari. Nicely done.
Somewhat amusingly there, the AD carry and support from playing Ducks, had they had full map vision like we do, they would have known they could have actually rushed this down without Ari.
Yeah, here they go. That's a good hook there onto Nami. They force the box down as well, but here comes the TB from Mundo. They get a good charm onto Ziz. He flashes over to the other side. Cassidy comes in for the side. Nami did go down. Top tower deal being taken by Smitty J. They will be able to get this though. It's a 1 kill for a dragon and a tower. Sorry, for 1 kill for a dragon for a tower. They might try get something else. Kickus is still very mobile, but he has only about half mana and he already used about 2 Rift Rocks, so he's not going to be jumping in anytime soon.
I did really like that awareness there from Ziz getting in flash over the Dragon Wall.
Oh my god, Bebe just taking so much damage. There comes a Force Pulse, but it's a good flash play. But where's he going to go? He gets the kill onto Lucian. He throws out the hook as well. There's a double kill though onto Kickus there. That is not the person you wanted to get that kill. Uzi been set to deal with the Smitty J's Riven. I don't think he can deal with this. They might lose another 2 towers off this.
Evelyn is in danger of being just straight up murdered one-on-one under the tower there. You're right. But, of course, that bot tower is being pushed now by Prathana, who is in the middle slot because it's confusing me. And you can see Uzi just cannot do anything. He dares not go near. And, I mean, at least he's recognizing that he'll be killed for his trouble.
Yeah. They do end up trading kind of a top turret for a dragon, and then another top turret for a bottom turret. But here comes Smitty J. He is in a very bad place right now. Here comes the hook. He flashes away from it, though. Here's the charm, though. It's a complete and utter, I'm going to say annihilation just yet. There it is. Uzi picking up a kill, making sure that he has as much kill participation as he possibly can. But a little bit of an overextension there from Smitty J. Should have probably just got the tower and backed away.
Yeah, probably. But as far as he's concerned, he did just waste 4 people's, a bit of their time, a couple of abilities. It's not going to be too big of a loss if he did just die. And he's looking very, very strong himself, having picked up an early last Whisper, explicitly to enable him to continue fighting Mundo. He's actually done this before. We've seen that I believe in the Riot stuff we've seen. So he's looking very, very good. And Uzi has bypassed and Herkybot, and you'd never know.
Yeah. Ziz, though, will he see Evelyn? He does actually in the end. Here comes the but Nami and Herkybot are around the corner. Here comes Thresh, though. He's going to try out the lantern. He throws out the hook as well. The culling came out there from onto Uzi. Not really going to be able to. Here comes Kickus. This could be a massive party in the bottom. He flashes as well. Oh, Herkybot just dashes right away there. Uzi got caught up there. There's the flay. They might be able to get Zaitan. I don't know really if they want to go into this. Ari is so late to the party. She's not even going to be able to anyone. Everyone's out of there already. Might be able to try go for a hook. Don't really think he wants to. So do see Shanto and Smitty J just throwing it there. Smitty J a little bit slow there on the dash. Just get a percentage health, but nice roam there from Herkybot and Kickus.
Yeah, that was a really, really good one. They're taking advantage basically of how fast they are to get around the map. but they're not building up as big of a lead as I would have typically expected, honestly. They haven't, they're getting a couple of picks here, but they're not really converting it into that many objectives. And playing Ducks, when they lose an objective, they're usually trading it back. So even though Smitty J is really, really strong in that top lane and way, way stronger than Mundo, are able to keep themselves roughly in contention, and they're dealing pretty well with their opponents. However, it could very quickly snowball against them if they make even one mistake.
Oh, here comes the Agony's Embrace. They're going to jump on the Herky bot. He has no flash right. Or there he is. He actually has a flash there, but it's a great charm on the Kickus. He has to force away with the Rift Walk. They are trying to push this as much as they can. Herky bot goes straight back in. Here comes Lucy and Zinz going in for cleanup. They do get Zinzel though in the end. There's a lot of damage on the Proton, but they need to get it right. Has to force the flash there though. Smitty J coming in from the side. He gets there just before Mundo. He's going to be able to throw in a lot more damage there. Proton is still untouched realistically as they jump on the Shuntao. Mundo going to go down as well. Zaita going to pick up that kill. Nothing really else. They're going to have to pick up this tower. They're going to be able to pick up this tower, I should say, as Uzi tries to bring them away. They're actually, this is a little bit of an overextension, in my opinion, from SK. They could have taken another tower from that.
Quite likely. I mean, they still may be able to, but it's not looking that likely now since they've now gone to farm wolves as well. Setting up for the next dragon makes most likely, but still, that's an example of how quickly it can turn against you as playing Ducks against this kind of a comp. They will rush in from, one by one from all across the map, but SK Prime are so quick to get across the map. They always have the numbers advantage, pick up one person, and then they're really, really strong at capable of picking up the next person. As long as they have one person in their number advantage, they will win the fight, and they can put you on the tower very effectively too.
Looking at Ari's build, it's not one that I particularly would have went with, considering the composition they're going with. What are your thoughts on that now, the Morella Nomicon? Considering there's no real tank on the other side.
You're right. I mean, as a conventional build, not necessarily the best, quote unquote. What it does do, of course, is it means you're not forcing yourself, you're not pigeonholing yourself into a Deathfire build, which is like, I will assassinate one person, and that is what I will do all game, kind of a thing. Because if you skip out on a mana item, then there's no way you can really do poke harass. You're also not kind of pigeonholing yourself into doing a lot of poke harass and having very limited assassination power, which tends to be what happens if you go for the Athene's Unholy Grail. And the other thing it does is that if Riven builds some lifesteal, if Ziz is very, very reliant on lifesteal, Shantar maybe is probably going to die, but might be too tanky.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Zaitan. Here comes the wave, though. It's a good flash, though. Very, very, very tanky. He's already at that stage. He's built full armor as well. There's no magic resistance on him, and Caston didn't really make a blip.
It just doesn't matter. He's too Mundo for you. He's got as long as he's got health, he's fine to deal with Caston, because Caston isn't going to be trying to focus him normally, and right now he's not got so much damage that he can just take him down a big chunk.
Yeah, and here comes Ziz. Actually getting very, very aggressive. Shantou has not got his ultimate. They use the Agony's Embrace, though. That's a great hook, though. He brings him right into Smitty J. Smitty J's going to go down immediately, though. Pulling getting absolutely blocked out by Uzi. That was a very nice play there. They grouped up, jumped onto Riven. That's going to be a dragon.
You've got to be very careful in this situation, though. Shantou is still very, very low. He is regenning, but this is effectively a 4-on-4.
Yeah, they missed the charm here. They get the Herky bot comes in. He does get the smite as well. He's going to go down. They could trade this, though, very, very nicely. Uzi did go down very low. They are trying to jump on the Zaitan. Here we go. He gets the first red buff. He gets the next one. He's going to be able to slow him down just a bit. Here comes Cassidin, though. They get a nice explosive, explosive shot there, but not really anything else to do. They're going to be able to push down this bottom lane a little bit. They are jumping into them. Here comes the flash play. Only going to get the Ziz, though. There's another kill going onto him. Riven did TP up into the middle of the map. They are able to disengage. Shantou is just far too deep right now. He's going to have to back away. He's going to go down to Kickus, not the person you wanted that kill to go to. And again, a very long extended fight, but in the end, SK Prime come out on top.
Yeah, may have been a little bit too keen to get the reset chain going there. I thought Prathana could do it, but didn't quite have the damage to get that kill, and then took quite a lot of damage as Ziz's parting shot, and then forced them to back off and left Mundo very extended. Smitty J TPing in was also quite smart, and obviously he was able to get the dragon as well, so SK Prime looking very, very good. Playing Ducks doing pretty well for themselves, though, all things considered.
Yeah, that Smitty J's Riven, though, is very far ahead in gold, though. He's definitely pushing that early lead he accumulated for himself with the help of Herky Bot. But honestly, though, it's pretty much just all-round leads for everybody, really, realistically, on the side of SK Prime.
Prathana's looking very, very strong as well, though, so you've got to be careful. If you don't focus him out instantly, you have serious problems.
Yeah, actually, there's a flash, trying to get the flash, and the stun there didn't quite get it. Nami used the bubble as well. They're going to be in the turn on the Herkybot as well. He's going to try to burst down the Prathana. It doesn't work. Here comes it. Uzi jumped in with the Agony's Embrace. He's going to go down now immediately. Here comes Oisin. He tried to go back for the... Oh my god, he tried to go back for the Lantern. It just broke off there, the last thing. Double kill though. Tristana and Ari taken out there by Kikis. He's going to be able to just get away from this. Shantan's going to try to get a revenge kill onto Zaitan. I don't even think he's going to be able to get it. There goes the Ignite. There goes the kill. Zad's going to go down as well. That is a full ace for 1 kill. That was the worst possible situation for playing Ducks.
Kikis, #1 mid laner EU.
Yep. Confirmed on stream.
Confirmed on stream right now because he basically just cleaned it up. And you could see the problems SK Prime actually were facing in that team fight. But it was all made up for by the fact that Prathana then ended up being killed by Kassadin in the back line when he was didn't really need to be. It's this over-aggressions, over-extension. Uzi may be about to commit the same offense.
Oh, Uzi, what are you doing? He's going to get a bubble straight in the face, and he actually gets taken down for half health, even more so. But again, overextensions, thinking you're stronger than you are. He doesn't need damage at all. He's working towards getting around to its own.
I mean, in fairness, that time Uzi did have Tristana pretty much as close by backup, so if they committed to kill him, most likely they would die 1-for-1 at best in return. So that was more forgivable than a lot of the mistakes that have been made. But playing Ducks, still very far behind, but they're still in it. They still have picking potential. They still have a Tristana who is, if left unchecked, will kill your entire team. So don't count them out yet.
As you see now, everybody just farming up, ready for that next big team fight. It's about a just over 7,000 gold lead for SK Prime. And they have a very nice scaling team, actually. Riven actually ended up going for a Randuin's Omen as her kind of... I quite like that, actually. It means he can be in the face of Tristana a lot more than probably he would have been able to, because she could just jump him out of there. But Kikis,
I don't want to be there.
Oh, there it is. There's the bait. He's going to get absolutely smashed down. Just drop down the box, though, so that's going to delay them from getting away. But here goes Bebe. What are you doing? He actually missed the force pulse. The good Agony's Embrace. They have to try and get out. Uzi going to flash away tonight. Oh, gets the flash there from Kikis, or not from Kikis, from Herkybot. They pick up 2. Here goes Proton, or Smitty J onto Proton. He's not going to die, though. Shantao, you need to get out of there quickly. Pops the sadism. He's going to be able to get away, but that's pretty much a Baron, in my opinion.
Yeah, most likely is. It's already been started off by Herkybot and Kikis here, so Smitty J going to pop over, help his team. Is doing much of the same, and they will be able to pick this up. But basically that was a very smart bait, obviously, by SK Prime. But playing Ducks then made it a little bit worse by looking for an engaged 4v5. Prathana was zoned out heavily throughout that fight, and as a result, very low DPS overall on their team because they are highly dependent on him right now.
Oh no, Mundo, what are you doing? You can't go where you please. Actually, I lie. You can go where you please, especially when you've threshed his Lantern like that. Very nicely done. They pick up the mid lane as kind of like a consolation, really, as anything else, because they've lost. They lost so much in that fight.
Yeah, Baron down. They're now 10k gold behind. It's definitely SK Prime's game to win, and we'll see if they can push it in. Of course, getting the Morellonomicon onto Ari does give her still some decent ability to sit at the tower and wave kill with the blue buff. She's not going to run out of mana. Athene's basically gives you enough mana that you'll never run out of mana unless you're spamming all your abilities all the time and you don't have blue buff. With a blue buff, Morellonomicon, you're not going to run out either. So Ari in this situation can do some decent anti-siege, but we've seen it several times now. SK Prime can burst a single target out very easily.
Actually, Ari went with Merc Treads. There's no real, apart from the bubble maybe, there's no real hard CC coming out. Maybe she took it to try and lane against, go to toe-to-toe with this Kassadin. But realistically, I don't really see the huge benefit. If anything, if I was her, I probably would have went with a Ninja Tabai to try and stop this Smitty J's Ribbon from just absolutely destroying me.
I guess so. Maybe about to try and destroy Smitty J himself.
Oh, Uzi gets caught out. Not going to be able to do anything from it, though.
No catch.
Catch. They're going to lose the dragon to this as well. Hercubot did pick up the second one as well. So they do get that, but this is the kind of thing, playing Ducks where trading objectives fairly evenly. They would lose a tower but gain a dragon, as you say, but not having that. Chantal going to get jumped on as well. He flashes into the tidal wave. He's going to be able to take it down. Yep, there it is. Hercubot going to take that kill there. Uzi near enough. Smitty J gets the stun. He's going to be able to get the burning agony, or Agony's embrace off. It's not going to do much though. That's 2 picks from nothing. Good vision control there from SK Prime. They're just going to be, they can't really defend this. I really don't think there was a waste of a Deathfire Grasp, in my opinion.
He was hoping maybe Hercubot would go really deep after him, but right now playing Ducks is just playing try and hold your towers.
Yeah, and they're missing a couple of things, and even when they get them, it's not really what you want to be doing. If we do see now Kikis trying to go in, he actually has a Zonya's there. Ziz gets caught up. Smitty J is just huge right now, not even caring about anybody. They pick up an inhibitor turret. That's going to be inhibitor. They're going to back away from this and try and get, or are they? They have a lot of mobility. I think they got to back away from this now. They do try. Actually, Herky might get caught. He has got his flat. No, hasn't got his flat. He's going to jump in. There we go. I told you, you can use it to get away from everybody. They end up picking up Chantal. He goes down, though, in the process, though. Ari goes down as well. Portana is still going out. It's a triple kill onto Lucian. They are trying to still go onto this Tristana. Will he get it? Yes, it will. Reviv will pick up that one. Honestly, this could be game right here. Now, they have got the 2 people who need it. There's the TP as well. Actually, Playing Ducks leading the game already.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over, but no,
it's not. So this is a thing people often complain when players leave the game prematurely. It's not a sign of rudeness usually. It's more a sign that they're inexperienced in actual competitive gameplay. Because in scrims, that's actually standard procedure. You leave the game before the game is over to delete the game from the match history, so it doesn't show up and other people can't research what you've been playing, what your strategies are. It's a bad habit that people have, but I'd be much more inclined to apply it to ignorance rather than malice.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair enough. But again, SK Prime got the snowball they really were looking for with the Hercubot pickup on the Xin Zhao. Riven got going. Cassidy ended up getting going as well. Was very much ahead of farm the entire laning phase. And we got to just kind of wonder, you know, Playing Ducks weren't behind really that far. You know, they were trading objectives. They were equal on kills. And I think it's just a couple of literally that fake out at the Baron when Tresh threw his lantern in thinking, oh, I'm safe, with a highly mobile team within Hercubot being able to dash to you, the Rift Walk, the relentless pursuit. Just everybody been able to jump in, and then Bebe jumped in as well. It didn't really work out. I mean,
that is true to an extent, but they were already falling quite a long way behind. The mobility from SK Prime was really, really solid, and they were catching people out, taking small objectives, and after they broke that initial turtle shell, it's also worth noting, Tristana's gold income basically stopped. She got her passive gold and didn't really get any more farm, didn't really get any more kills, which meant that having not been able to win any fights before that, they then had no chance of continuing to win them because she was the only ace they had in their sleeve, and it got weaker and weaker and weaker proportionally as the game went on, as she was starved out because she couldn't extend. Yeah. If you extend against Cassidy or Riven flashes on you, kills you. If Cassidy's over a wall, he jumps on you, he can follow you forever, he'll kill you. It's just not an option, and that's why they ended up falling behind.
Yeah, and as well as that, though, a couple of team fights that kind of were very much overextended, a bit dodgy, even though they were getting, the Uzi was getting those kind of 3 or 4 man kind of ultimates. It just, they didn't really have anything to kind of push it up, you know, with it. You know what I mean? Because Tristana was still scaling. Ari was very much behind at any stage of the game because of the farm. It just didn't really work out for them in the end. But they do go down to the losers bracket to play against. God, I've completely forgotten the name. Can't even play. Who they play?
The last
losers bracket.
So it would be the losers of the previous game, which would have been up against Ninjas in Pajamas. So it is Spuddington.
Yes, Spuddington.
You'll see on your screen right
now. Completely blanked there for a second.
But happens to us all.
Exactly. But yeah, again, it's going to be difficult for them to kind of come back from that. That was a pretty convincing loss.
Yeah, it will be. But, of course, Spuddington versus Playing Ducks might be a little bit more of a level playing field. Neither of these teams are exactly favorites for the tournament, but if you can build up some momentum, obviously. And also, there's a factor here where if you're going up against a team that you're not expected to beat, you're actually less likely to beat them than if you just didn't know who they were. I mean, I don't know how you'd not know who SK Prime were in the challenges at this point. But as long as you can get some momentum going, there's still hope so long as you're in the tournament. and we'll see if they can manage to do anything in the next game, which I believe we are going to have a bit of a significant break. This is a planned break, as opposed to our usual. But I believe it is an hour or two? 30 minutes. Okay, so it's not as long as
exactly as we thought it was.
Yeah, as well. What do I'm only involved in the tournament. Why don't I know the schedule? So, yeah, we are going to be jumping into a break. But before we do, if you'd like to check out FACEIT itself, not FACEIT TV, which is what we're doing right now, but FACEIT itself, you could be join up with their service, get yourself matched up against teams of a similar skill. So if you are a silver player, you can be matched up against other silver players. I'm switching it up from bronze. And
I noticed that.
Play the silver leagues, win your prizes. Not going to say that joke again.
Don't
so, yes, so as well, check out the TeamSpeak. Check out TeamSpeak. It's a very useful program.
Very useful
quite often. And also check out Overwolf, which is more of a conglomeration of different programs, but does a ton of useful features. So do check those guys out. They are, of course, powering the tournament. And said tournament will be back when we are